Good morning. Hey, it's Mr. Woodward. Here we are talking about research again, and you've perhaps seen the screencast about using Google Scholar to find periodical articles. This screencast covers using periodical databases online to find the same sorts of sources. For the same sort of reason, I want to reemphasize that the main thing you're looking for and hopefully finding when you do research, looking for periodical articles about your topic, is evidence to support your argument. Statistics, facts, examples, case studies, people's opinions that you can quote. That's another form of evidence as well, or any kind of information, anything specific that can help you prove your point, show that there's evidence behind the ideas. And so of course, as you're reading these periodical articles, you might also get a better idea of your topic. You might think of new ideas or understand both sides of the issue better than you did before you did the research, and that happens as well. So periodical articles, there are thousands of periodical articles published in the United States every single day, because that includes newspaper articles, it includes magazine articles, it includes academic journals. You haven't heard of 90% of these periodicals, but they're publishing good academic material every day. And so you'll see what I did. I clicked on this icon on the portal to get to library resources and do research. There are lots of databases here. Many of them most of them give you access to periodical articles, and they have different specialties and different focuses, but they all work essentially the same way in very similar ways. So I'm going to demonstrate EBSCO databases. I think it's a very useful database for general academic research, and I know some of you used this before, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview. And if you need to know how to get to it, you can see where I'm clicking and what I'm doing. Whether you've used it before or not, or used something similar or not, I hope that you can develop further your skill at using this sort of thing. So when you go to EBSCO databases, you get this list of databases, and they have different specialties. You can see there's one called AgeLine that focuses on population aged 50 plus. There's an agricultural one, there's business ones, there are medical ones with certain specialties, there's a psychological one. You can select all of those, cast a wide net, and that's often a good idea. I'm going to demonstrate Academic Search Complete because it applies for most topics. It's not specialized to business or medicine in particular or anything like that, but general academic. Most of these search engines for these periodical article databases, the default setting is a basic search like this, where if I enter, a topic I'm looking for, I'm doing sort of an all-text search. In other words, the basic search just says, give me a list of everything that has those two words anywhere in the article or in the list of subject terms or in the title or even in the author's names. Could be anything. Not a very good way to search. So usually there's a choice to do an advanced search, just like on Google Scholar. I highly recommend it. And so if I'm looking for articles about the writing process, of course the first step is to type that in. Now you'll see that it suggests some things. And it's usually a good idea to take the suggestion like writing processes, because let me show you what happens, which I think is going to happen. Subject terms. If I tell it to search by subject terms, it's going to just show me a list of articles where these words are in the list of topics that the article is indexed by. And so I believe that what I'll get is probably... Oh, okay, I did get a bunch of stuff because it kind of corrected me. You can see here, subjects, writing processes. So sometimes what you learn is that the phrase or words you're using for your subject, for your topic, the official subject term for it might be somewhat different. It might be a synonym for that, or it might be the plural as it is in this case. And I don't think the number will change if I research using, search again. Well, it does cut out a few. So I use their official search term to make sure I got things that are identified by that topic. And you can see I got 799 results. That means I'm looking at a list of 799 articles. And on the list I get the title, and that's a link to a full record for the article. I get the author's names. I get the name of the journal it was in, or the periodical it was in. I get the date it was published. See, that's very recent. Volume and issue numbers, the page numbers, how many pages it's in. It happens to be in Chinese, but of course most of these will be in English. Subjects. I was searching this list when I told it to look for subject term writing processes, and so that's why this one came up. And so it's a long list. Many of them, it can give me the full text of the article. If not, it will not say anything about full text, and I'm not finding an example. Here's one. Add to folder. Search your catalog. It doesn't say anything about full text. Like with this one, that means all I can get is a detailed citation. But even with those articles, I could probably get access to it by using interlibrary loan. That sometimes takes a while, but our library can get you any article usually through interlibrary loan. I like to usually, unless I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel, I'll do full text only. So I get only a list of the ones that have full text. So obviously the one at the top of the list is not necessarily what you're looking for. You have to scroll through the list and look at titles and subjects. You can sort different ways. This is sorted by relevance. In other words, at the top of the list is the article that they thought was most relevant to my search. I can do date newest, which I often do, meaning the most recent one will be at the top and the oldest one will be at the bottom. There are lots of different ways to search, but generally subject term is a good thing to search first. All text is the basic search. I'll get a lot more if I search all text, as I can show you if I put writing process all text. Just like using the basic search on Google Scholar. I'll get more things. I'll get 27,000 of them. It's a much longer list, but that's not necessarily a good thing, because a lot of these might just mention writing process offhand, or might use the word writing in one place and process in another, and not really be talking about the writing process. So subject term is much better. Again, you may have to figure out what's the official subject term for your topic, or they may be a few related terms you could search by. You can combine subject terms. Pre-writing activities are often called invention, and I can see if that's a subject term, and I can look for articles that talk about writing processes and specifically focus on invention. I don't know what I'm going to get here. I got one. But that's not, it's talking about inventions in a different way. So let me try revision. That might be a more likely. Revision in writing. That's what I'm talking about. So it suggests official subject terms, and it's a good idea to pick one of those usually. And so this cuts down my 700 something to 16 results. It's much more targeted search. Now I know that all of these articles are about the writing process and specifically focus on revision in writing. They don't just mention revision, but it's on the list of subject terms, which means they're in some substantial way about revision, that aspect of the writing process. You can tell a search engine like this, an advanced search, to do all kinds of things. If I look through these 16 and I'm not finding what I'm looking for, I could take revision and tell it, okay, find articles that have the word revision in the abstract, which is the summary of the article that is available for every single article on this database. And so I'm telling it, show me articles that are indexed under this subject of writing processes where the word revision appears in the abstract. So I'm broadening my search a little bit in this case. And I'm telling it to do a very specific kind of search. And so I get 34 instead of 16, and one of these 34 might be what I'm looking for. And if revision is mentioned in the abstract, then the article probably addresses revision, maybe not substantially enough that it gets on the list of subject terms. And so if you look at the full record for any of these articles, you get more information, and it's sort of organized visually in an easier to digest manner. When it says source, that means the name of the periodical. So there's a magazine called Writer where this article appeared. Usually there are multiple subject terms. It's a good idea to look at those to get other ideas for how to search for your topic. And industry codes, I don't know what that is. Abstract, for every article there's going to be a one-paragraph summary of the article, and that's helpful when you're evaluating these articles and trying to figure out which ones would be most useful to you. And if there's full text, there will be a link to the full text, every single word of the article itself, PDF or HTML. And so there it is. This is the whole article. And so I've got it. I can read it here, or if I slide over, I've got choices for how to save it. I can email it to myself or to someone else. I can save it to my computer or to a flash drive. I can get this database to generate a citation for me. I can do some other things. Also, add to folder. If you establish a username and password on EBSCO, then every time you log into EBSCO using that account, anything that you save to your folder will still be there. You can keep a list. So to do that, sign in. If you've never done it, then of course you maybe I'm not. Oh, here it is. Create a chargeback account. I'm not sure if that's it, but anyway, you can create an account. Charge bank account. Okay, that's not it. But if you explore, you might have to go back to the home page for EBSCO to create a new account that's not charging a bank account. Once you do that, you get a folder, and you can keep lists of things that you have found, and so you don't have to search for them each time. They'll be saved for you. And so that's a quick tour of EBSCO, and for some of you it might be a review. Again, keep in mind, don't use the basic search. Use the advanced search to tell the database exactly what to look for. Sometimes you have to narrow your search, sometimes you have to broaden the search. And so I'm hoping that this will help you sharpen your periodical article database skills and will help you do the research task that you're doing for Wednesday. So I'm going to sign off and